Alan, thank you for joining us once again on TVC News. We begin this from the Villa, where President Bola Tinubu wrote a letter to the Senate seeking confirmation of Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede's appointment as the substantive Chief of Army Staff. In the letter, President Tinubu is seeking Lieutenant General Oluyede's confirmation in accordance with the provision of Section 218, subsection 2 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, and Section 18, subsection 1 of the Armed Forces Act. President Tinubu appointed Lieutenant General Oluyede as the acting Chief of Army Staff on October 30 following the illness of Lieutenant General Taridi Lagbaja. General Lagbaja, however, died on the 5th of November. President Tinubu is confident about the leadership qualities, professional integrity, and experience of Lieutenant General Oluyede to lead and inspire the Army to ensure national security. Before he was appointed acting Chief of Army Staff, the lieutenant was a member of the 39th Regular Corps and, like his predecessor, served as the 56th Commander of the Elite Infantry Corps of the Nigerian Army, based in Jaji, Kaduna State. And to other matters, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, has hailed the nation's lottery sector for contributing to revenue generation and economic growth, saying the sector generated 200 billion naira in 2023. Represented by the Deputy Speaker, Benjamin Kalu, he gave the commendation while delivering his remarks at the book launch of the Director General of the National Lottery Regulatory Commission, Lanre Gbajabiamila, titled Mr. Lottery, the story of Lanre Gbajabiamila at 60.
Whether it is the traditional cooperative society or the modern financial scheme, the spirit of collective effort has always been at the heart of our development. Nigeria's lottery sector contributed over 200 billion naira in 2022.
The numbers I understand is brought about 200 billion to the coffers of the federal government, and that is very significant considering where they were coming from before he got in. He was in charge of Lagos Lottery, and then federal, and then the national lottery.
You know, every excellent autobiography needs a twist, and tonight's twist is this. Part of this proceeds from this book will go to two causes that are very dear to me. No, I'm not donating it to fund my next holiday, as some people might want to twist it around. I'm talking about Gamble Alert and Gamble Pause Initiative, and I believe they're here somewhere. So part of the proceeds from this book will be going to those two organizations that I've chosen. And for all of us to learn a big lesson from this, that when you are in positions of authority, these are positions of trust, and that are you by the society. Let's do our best to make our mark. Let's do our best to contribute to society, to contribute to humanity.
Meanwhile, the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria says Nigeria risk losing more than 1 trillion naira annually in tax revenue with the proposed amendment to the National Tobacco Control Act. While the Medical and Dental Consultants Association of Nigerian Civil Society Groups in the health sector insists the proposed amendment is a good move to strengthen Nigeria's tobacco framework. National Assembly correspondent Joke Adisa reports.
Several health advocacy groups say the enactment of the National Tobacco Control Act in 2015 is a significant achievement for public health in the country. After almost 10 years in operation, lawmakers are proposing amendments they believe will further strengthen the act. This public hearing by the House Committee on Healthcare Services provides some contributions to the proposed amendments.
Are at all times ready to partner with relevant stakeholders and support any genuine efforts required to improve the healthcare system in Nigeria.
Even though Nigeria has the highest gross domestic product (GDP) in Africa, the progress it has achieved in health has been rather slow and disappointing.
At the technical session, Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, MAN, cautions against enacting laws that will jeopardize the economic recovery drive of the President Bola Tinubu administration.
Nigeria is going to lose over $780 million that we have because there's a program in place for that industry to pump in domestic investment constantly over the period.
His views were rejected by many civil society groups in attendance. They insist there is no National Tobacco Smoking Control Act and therefore no basis for any amendments. The civil society organizations say human health must be prioritized.
The country is spending so much to care for this respiratory related, cardiovascular related, and many other diseases, including cancer, that are directly known to be caused by smoking.
There are new emerging products that are not captured under the National Tobacco Control Act. And this is an opportunity for the Act to now take a review of what is happening and the developing landscape of the tobacco industry to also bring those acts under regulation.
We recommend that the House retain public smoking areas in order to balance the respect and human rights concerns of the non-smoker and the smoker.
Lawmakers also allowed inputs from the public into a bill for an act to amend the National Insurance Authority Act of 2021. A bill for an act to establish the Institute of Health Service Administrator, sponsored by Edo lawmaker Billy Osawaru, also received inputs from professionals, many of whom lend support to the creation of the institutes. Jokayatsa, TVC News, Abuja.
Tobacco use kills 6 million people every year, and this could rise to 8 million by 2030 if the global epidemic is left unchecked. This is according to the World Health Organization. And with over 80% of premature deaths from non-communicable diseases, of which tobacco use is a main risk factor. The pact helped stage a march to advocate for clean air and to also emphasize the importance of increased funding for tobacco control in Lagos State.
Now we know that tobacco, the smokes that come from tobacco is more dangerous than the diesel that even comes out from the exhaust pipe, right? So this is affecting our climate, and of course we know the myriad of diseases that tobacco users are exposed to. So we want them to know that these things exist, and we want them to increase funding for these causes so that we can help and save more young people's lives.
We are here to support PATS in contributing meaningfully to our youth space and also educating them about the dangers of tobacco use, which can lead to health-related issues like cancer, heart diseases, among many others.
We are really begging and advocating that you should ensure a smoke-free Lagos. If you can't stop, at least keep it off from the children, keep it off from the environment where some of us would have to be struggling to breathe. Let us breathe and beseech that the funding for tobacco control be enacted as the law is also enacted, because the law is there. But what about enforcing and ensuring that it is followed adequately and effectively?
And while the Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority is emphasizing its commitment to enforcing consumer rights and addressing concerns about flight delays, disruptions, and safety. This was disclosed during a campaign at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, to create awareness on the agency's effort to improve services for airlines and passengers. They have more details of that in subsequent bulletins. Let's go to Oyo State, where the Governor Seyi Makinde has flagged off the revival of the Ido-Eruwa farm settlement into an agribusiness industrial hub to boost the state's economy through agriculture. We have details in this report.
Ido-Eruwa, a major town in Oyo State, is part of the 7 towns in Ibarapa zone, known for its agrarian economy. In the 50s, the town used to boast of a farm settlement established by the defunct Western Nigerian government to support farming communities and boost agricultural productivity. However, over the decades, it fell into disuse, with its settlement underutilized and lacking necessary infrastructure to support thriving business activities. Now, Governor Seyi Makinde has decided to revive the old farm project into a thriving agribusiness industrial hub.
As you have already heard from DG Oisada, Debo Makinde, Oisada is the special purpose vehicle that we're using to drive agribusiness in Oyo State. So the Ido-Eruwa agribusiness industrial hub will be divided into segments. You can see what will happen. So we're ensuring that this project covers every aspect of the agricultural value chain.
And they were asking me what will be my own legacy as at when I'm leaving office. But I thank God that today, by God's grace, I would climb on the back of His Excellency and share this legacy of Ido-Eruwa Agribusiness Hub that we are launching today as part of my legacy as well.
Unlike the Fashola Industrial Hub in Oyo Town, which occupies about 1,000 hectares, the Ido-Eruwa Agribusiness Hub spans about 3,250 hectares.
Let me assure you, Honorable Governor, that the African Development Bank is with you and will continue to be with you. We support you in this noble initiative. I thank you very much.
And let us use this advantage that we have to get more food, to get more things about exporting on behalf of the states and in Nigeria in general.
Governor Makinde also announced the approval of the release of a sum of 2 billion naira to the contractor handling the construction of the Ido-Eruwa Road project to fast-track its progress. Olaide Oyewole, TVC News, Eruwa.